Well, this is a very dire time for Syria. What's your personal view of the protesters? What do you think their ambition is?
It started with legitimate needs for our people, and the government, the leadership, the president decided to respond to that needs and issued many decrees and laws in response to their request. But after that, we discovered that it is not an internal matter. It is not the people themselves. There is some external interference in our affairs, armed by some groups. They aimed of having some kind of conflict in the country.
Does the government bear any responsibility for what has occurred? Is any of this the government's fault, the beginning of the uprising?
I cannot decide for what happened unless the Judiciary Committee investigate and find out.
I think you can decide. You're a man, you're a minister, you're part of the government. Is there any moment of self-reflection? Look, we went too hard, we shouldn't have done that, people should be allowed to criticise us without being seen as enemies of the...
We are reviewing every single thing's happen, and the leadership and the committee it's responsible for this leadership is doing the best for the benefit of the people. The majority of the people supporting the leadership of the country. A minority, few people by pushed from outside. It is coming from outside, from all parts around Syria.
But are you suspecting that foreign governments are funding this?
No. A group part of this kind of conspiracy to topple the government for the benefit of Israel. They are pushing for that.
You think it's an Israeli plot, or the hand of Israel is
some
in here?
of the arm captured, it was Israeli.
But many of them are legitimate protesters who want to see a change of government.
Those legitimate protesters, we are leaving them without. It was instruction for our law enforcement forces not to fire and not to do any weapon treatment with them.
Well, do you think that's happening?
But unfortunately, there is some people, they have weapons, try to kill from the law enforcement agent and from the people themselves. And they killed citizens and army and security personnel.
How many soldiers and security have been killed?
More than 1,100.
1,100 soldiers and police?
Soldiers and security, yeah, law enforcement.
How many protesters? The numbers of 3,000 are quoted internationally.
It is not 3,000, this exaggerated numbers.
Well, it's 2,000. I mean, it's a very large number, you'd agree.
My understanding, I don't have statistics, specific statistics for those civilians, because they are not informing even the government that he is died through the exchange of fires.
But it's an extraordinary number of Syrians that are being killed here.
As I am telling you, it is a matter of falsification of some media. Because most of these numbers, it is not true. A lot of people, they declare and they announce that they were killed, and after that, they are on TV alive.
All right, but if we accept that there's exaggeration, should we also accept that a lot of it is true? How do you feel as a minister when you see these images of tortured bodies with missing fingernails, with cigarette burns on?
It is not from our side.
But does it concern you? Does any moment of that concern you?
That's why the government decided to continue to put its army on the area it is destabilized, like in Homs and Idlib.
What I'm asking is, can you, every time you see one of those images or you hear these allegations of torture at the hands of Syrian intelligence, do you dismiss it immediately or do you investigate it?
There's a special committee, judiciary committee established by the president to investigate and follow these issues. Whoever committed will be tried.
And has there been any such charges against Syrian police?
They are now in process of investigation.
For the protesters that are not violent, who are not armed, who are not jihadists,
Yeah.
what option do they have if they want to see you gone? They don't want to see you in the foreign ministry anymore. They don't want to see the president as president anymore. What options do they have other than demonstrations and joining with people who've got guns?
I will answer you very clearly. With regard to this issue, we will leave it up to the people. The president issue a law for election, for local election, for parliamentary election, for multiple parties system. And these laws, when it is implemented, when the new election will be come either in next month or in February for the parliament, what the representative of the people will decide, it will be accepted.
So national elections in February?
National, for parliament, yes.
This doesn't seem to be easing, whatever the government's strategy has been. It doesn't seem to be successful. There are still many hundreds of people dying and continuing to die. This week, 20 yesterday, more last week.
As I told you, it is exaggerated.
Well, it's not an exaggeration, sir. Do you agree that 20 people were killed on Monday?
The statement saying that 11 military personnel and informants people, they were killed.
Yes, 11 soldiers were killed,
Yeah.
and 20 civilians were killed.
Why? Because the civilian, they were attacking the soldiers.
Yes, but my point is, this is not getting any better. Is it being handled well?
It will be better later.
How will it be better? You get tougher?
No, it is not tougher. It will be within days, I hope. Everything will be put in a way for the stability and security of the people of Syria.
Right. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you.